Today is Wednesday, 18th of April 2018, and we are live with a box of tissues sneezing in the forest in the USA, and from a couch full with cookie crumbs everywhere in the Netherlands. This is the Steem Radio Show on MSP Waves. Welcome to the show, everyone. My name is Poetic Snake, and as always, I am not alone because I am joined by my wonderful and sniffing co-host, Main Event. So, Main Event, how are you sneezing today?
Yeah, I got a cold, so I'm going to be sneezing a little bit, hopefully not during the show. Hopefully I can keep it under control. But it's so sad. I made it all the way to April, all through the winter season, the flu season, all that nonsense. I made it all the way to April, and then I get a cold. So I apologize if I sneeze or something during the show. But I'm here. Welcome, everybody. It's great to have you all here with us. This is the Steem Radio Show here on MSPWaves Radio. And as Snekky said, it is April 18th, 2018, and it's wonderful to have you all here with us. This show airs every Wednesday here on MSPWaves Radio, and what we do here is we chat with different members of the Steem community. People from all over the world, all different backgrounds and experience levels with the platform, but it's a lot of fun to certainly hear all their different stories and how they found their way here to the Steem blockchain.
Absolutely. I always enjoy interviewing new people because every story is so different and everybody found the platform in a different way. So it's really amazing. And today we are going to have three guests.
We are going to have three guests, and each and every week we try to bring different members of the community here onto the show. So tune in every week, as we will probably have someone different every single week. We do have some repeat guests once in a while, but it's usually because they've got an update to a project or something they're working on. So, of course, if you are listening out there and you're interested in being on the show sometime, you certainly can. If you want to tell your Steem story, or if you maybe have a project you want to share with us, just send myself, Main Event, or Poetic Snake a message on Discord.
Or on Steemit chat, if that's where you are. We also check there every few days. And, you can contact us there as well.
Absolutely. And we are chatting live during the broadcast on Discord. We are in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty server. So you can find us there. It's of course the home of the Ma1ne Support project. You can find them on Steemit at Ma1ne Support. And it's a wonderful community here with thousands of different members here that have joined, and they're from all over the world, and we are here within that in MSPWaves Radio, and we're chatting in the live audience room there, so you can find that. It's the MSPWaves audience room in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty Discord server. It's great to have you all here with us. I see a bunch of people chatting. Yes, thank you for the tips on getting rid of my cold. I might have to try a little bit of all of those things, so we'll have to see. I'm only on day 2, and I feel all right, so I think I'll be okay.
I think you should try it right now during the show. Like, make some ginger tea, put a clove of garlic in your mouth, and get drunk.
I say one person says to drink vodka. I don't know about that.
Well, vodka.
I don't think that's going to happen for me. But
no?
The ginger tea, I would try that, and garlic, but yeah. All right, enough about me being sick. So this is the Steem Radio Show, as we mentioned at the opening, and it's wonderful to have you all here with us. And let's see here. Let's go ahead and do the little disclaimer here. Of course, everything you hear on this show is strictly just our opinions. We are not experts of anything, so we are not financial experts or anything like that, so don't take anything we say as advice, because it is certainly not. We're just here to have a good time. The show is just for entertainment purposes only. And of course, MSPWaves Radio and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the hosts of this show or our guests. Statements and show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station, and the material you hear on the Steem Radio Show is provided for educational, entertainment, and informational purposes only.
Always do your own research.
Always do your own research, because we are not experts of anything. So I just have to put that out there. But let's have a great time, everybody. And let's see here. It's just about 4 or 5 minutes past the hour, so let's go ahead and get our first guest on the show. Welcome to the show, Yidneth.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for the invite.
Hello, Yitnet. It's so good to have you with us tonight.
It's certainly wonderful to have her here with us. Now, Yidneth, whereabouts in the world are you this evening? What country are you in, if you don't mind telling us?
Well, my username is Jitnet, but you can call me Priscilla. My name is Priscilla Hernandez. And I'm speaking from Spain. And yes, most of the time I live in the forest, like Mena says in the audience.
Well, that's awesome. And how long have you been on the Steem blockchain so far?
Less than 3 months. I think 2 months and a half around that time. Maybe active around 2 months.
And that's awesome. And how did you find your way here? Do you remember how you found out about Steemit or the Steem blockchain, or how did you find your way here?
Well, it was a chain of happenings. I have been struggling to find a way to fund my third CD because I'm a musician, and I was like trying many fronts, like creating a Patreon website that I really never announced. Then I tried maybe to think about doing a Kickstarter, and those were many options that really didn't try at the end. And then I got this notice from YouTube that they were stopping monetizing the small channels as well because we were too small after halting a time for some time. And Hector, my partner, told me when we were hiking, why don't you try this new thing? I just found about blockchain, and you create content and you do whatever what you do really normally, which is networking, because you really like to engage people. Of course, as an artist, I love to share my work, and I love to engage with a real audience. So I thought, yes, I sort of need to start somewhere afresh, where it's just like everything is new and all the audience that I have is new. And we applied for the account. It took, well, I don't know, just like it took a while before we were approved. And and then I created my first post, and then I started to share my work, and I started to engage. And I've gone through all the stages of just like the newbie, the enthusiasm, the discouragement, the enthusiasm again. But what I really found is a way of engaging with the people that I found and that I can call friends now. I'm really kidnapped by Discord at the moment, and this is how I ended up here.
And what was your overall first impression when you started to post your first post and the reactions after?
Well, the first post was a steep shot, I think it was. It was a shy hello there. And of course, I'm a minnow, so no one really replied. That was pretty logical. And then it took me a little while to write my introduction post, which was the first one I got a little bit of feedback about. And I made my first Steemian friends right from the first post. I mean, I met some people on that first introduction post that I'm still friends at the moment, that I even can call friends now in many ways. Oh, and I'm just like, I got distracted. I saw a cute rat meme in the audience and I love them. I will tell you about that later. And yes, and then it just started to build up slowly because of course I have no followers here, and all my audience and my following are in the traditional outer networks, and I've not mixed them yet. But that was practically it. I've been just like building up really slowly, engaging. I participated in a few contests here and there, and I'm very encouraged because people have been very kind, and I can count really wonderful friends among them.
So you were a content creator before you joined Steemit. Were you still like nervous to share your artwork and your music?
Well, I've been in music for 20 years, almost 20 years now, and I've gone all kind of ways with it. I mean, upwards, downwards, forwards, backwards. And it's always just like hectic when you start brand new on a site, on a place. What I had clear is, of course, that it was just like a possible way to fund my music, but I didn't want it to be. I didn't want to feel that that pressure. So we just like take it just like as a new fresh audience. Free of the advertisement or the algorithms and such, just to try it out, and you will see on the go. And I think in many ways, almost 20 years ago, I was in a platform that was mp3.com. We were just like sort of pioneers sharing our music online. And there was no Facebook, there were not networks. And the only way to interact was just like interacting with each other. And in many ways, that is a humble way to just like to go back and engage on a different way. And it reminded me to the World Wide Web era before the networks, when we used to interact with message boards and share our links on our official sites. And I don't know, I think it was just like more person to person and less cold than other networks. And but yes, of course, as a minnow here, because I call myself a minnow, but I think technically I'm still plankton. But of course, you write a super long post and you put everything in that, and sometimes it echoes on silent holes. And of course, you feel the blow of, you feel that pang. Oh my, don't they like it? Didn't they see it? You always wonder. But so far it feels great, and I have even I have met even people from that very primitive platform 20 years ago. So I've had a few re-encounters here so long after that time, and that's it. Basically, it's.
And so now that you're here and you've been on the platform for a bit, are you finding that you're enjoying finding a new audience for your work now? Is it a different experience as far as the feedback you're getting and things like that now that you're on the Steemit website and the Steem blockchain versus other platforms?
I think every platform is different. I've always been of the opinion that we do have our official sites, which is like the heart, like the brain of all networks, to have our sites. And then of course in each network offer different tools. But what I didn't like in the other networks that I felt the pressure to seek someone else is that I started as a content creator. I was started to feel like a slave of the other networks, and the more I had maybe spent a lot of time building an audience or building followers, you build an audience, they put another algorithm, make it more complicated. You make a page, they make another algorithm, and it makes more complicated unless you pay an advertisement. You have your YouTube channel, and then they change the rules, and you can't monetize anymore because you are too small. I felt like as a content creator that they were just like sort of punishing me. And I thought, of course, I'm not going to say anything bad about those websites, because each one of those websites are companies, so their companies, their rules. It is not that. But of course, I'm going to make use of the networks, not let the networks use me. And and that's basically how I ended up enjoying Steemit, mostly because it encourages me to write longer content, and it's sort of a different approach. And then we have just like communities. They say that every minnow finds their place. I found Helpy, which is Helpy that was created by Ma1ne, who is around here, and they kidnapped me there, and and they gave me chocolate cake and rat memes, as you're seeing in the chat. I mean, they lured me, and I mean, we will find just like a little family that make us just like feel comfortable and wrapped. And in that case, for me, that was Helpy. The first one that I saw was Ma1ne University, because I've always been just like a person that I need to read first. So that was my first stop on Discord, Ma1ne University, and then PAL. and then Helpy. And now I have just like this huge list of Discords there, but it's too difficult to handle. But you always return to the ones that you found your way in.
Discord is so addictive, right?
I know it's difficult to seek balance because, as I tell you, I underwent the all logical phases of a newbie, just like, oh my God, this is new, this is confusing, this is great, oh my God, this is working, and oh, this is not working, and then discourage it again, and then also with all the trending. Well, I'm not going to get into discuss with the trending page, but you start to be aware that oh maybe I thought this was going to be different and I was too naive, and maybe everything is sort of just like not as clean or not as clear as I thought it was going to be, and then you get discouraged again, and then you get just the right amount of encouragement and you move forward. And I don't know, it's been a short time, but it's been quite intense. And I don't know how many followers I may have, but I think I don't know how many followers I have. Can you believe that?
You have
But,
you have 592 followers.
okay, so over 500 followers for 2 months and a half. It's not bad. And I know most of the people that I'm following back, and because I believe that that you have to always to make a feed of people that you can follow back and you can be useful. It is not about just like go crazy and try to do more than you really can. My only concern about the Steemit is that maybe because of Discord is a little bit addictive, and you sort of forsake the creation part a little bit when you are initially absorbed. Because on my first month, you can see a video somewhere there, I was just like super enthusiastic. And on the second month, I realized, oh, maybe I'm doing too much effort and I'm neglecting, the work that is piling on the desk that is really, finishing the songs or the recordings or the commissions of artworks that have a deadline. And because you really take it so enthusiastically that then it's really difficult to get to let it off.
Yeah, absolutely. And people are kind of chiming in the chat with what they think as well. And I mean, it's, of course, all of this is just our opinions, and everybody's going to have a different experience on the platform. I mean, that's one of the good things about it is no two people are going to have the exact same experience here on the Steem blockchain. And some people, like you said, almost are on maybe too much, and they forget about the creative aspect of it, and they're rushing out content just for the sake of doing it. And I think we all kind of have those moments early on when you're first joining the platform and things, because it's exciting. It's something new. There's possibilities of getting rewards. No guarantees, of course, but it's possible. And so I can see where people. I mean, I was on all the time as well when I first joined last summer. I've dialed it back a little more because I've been a little more busy lately, but it is kind of addicting in a way.
Yeah, well, and then I found the live, which
Yep.
allows me to do just like this kind of mini concerts, but I took it just like a way to rehearse, like to practice. And of course, it's funny because you have an audience and you have an immediate response. I have my Discord channel, the people gather there, and we post the chat during the concerts. And sometimes we even make spontaneous collaborations with other fellow Steemian musicians, of course with their permission, and it's sort of fun. But I sort of just like feel, that of course it's part of my work because music and illustration is my work, and this is what I share here. I mostly share my own artworks and music. But it sort of feel that it's not work. Like you come here and you're kind of misbehaving because you need to just like record outside and do, and I'm it's just like I got distracted, and it's a Steemian, a steamer. I don't know how to call the members of our community. They keep on changing.
I
I'm
don't think
sorry, I
it's
got distracted by the.
Let's ask the audience. What is it?
Yeah, they're discussing if the members of the Steemit are Steemian or Steemers or Steemitarians. I really never know.
I think it's whatever you want to be.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like I belong now to a group of friends. For my experience, even if I halted everything right now, just because I've met some really wonderful individuals on the way, the experience has been already worth. So that's where I'm standing right now. That everything could, the ship could sink tomorrow, and I wouldn't regret it because I've met some wonderful people on the way. And of course, it's an additional. I'm not going to give everything on one bet because I've never been that kind of person. When as an artist, I've never been a kind of all or nothing a person. I still try to keep and take care of my outer networks, though I confess they're a little bit neglected because I'm more here now. But but I try to make the balance of it, and I think it's really good. And there are many people that wouldn't have known me otherwise. So and some of those people have become also a support, not only as an audience, but also just like an encouraging support, and that is rather more important than any rewards that I've got here so far.
Talking about content, you have sent me a link, and I am going to share it here in the group for everybody who wants to check it out. What can you tell us about the post?
Okay, yeah, it's your music video.
Yeah, yes, it's a music video that combines my illustration with film. Well, I love filmmaking, I love illustration, and I love music. So basically, this post is a little bit of everything. As I said in my introduction post, I love fantasy. So whatever you're going to find in my account, I've always believed that we all have to find our niche, even if if it seems loose, because I share contents from many disciplines. It's all gathered by fantasy. I love fantasy literature, fantasy music, fantasy films, and fantasy illustration. And I am a freelancer musician and illustrator. So the post very much unifies many of the things that that I love working on. And of course, it's my original song as well. And it shows the process that we have done to film the video, and the inspiration behind the songs, which actually is the intro song of my second album. I've released 2 official albums. They're both books with illustrations, and as I said, I ended up on Steemit because I'm looking for ways to fund the third illustrator project, which is Fear No More. And it is very, my ambitions here on Steemit are very humble. I'm just looking for an additional way for my art to get an extra, whatever that comes here, it goes for my art. And as long as I can release eventually the CD and maybe improve some gear to make the art better, it is just like art for art to get the exchange of that. And I don't know, I think it's a rather representative post of the kind of work that I'm sharing here. And if you like fantasy, well, I'm a total nerd. So that's the gathering, the silver thread that is joining all my accounts, that it's always of photography or art or music, but it's gathered by that fantasy that I think it nourishes all my even my daily life. I'm all the time in the forest carrying a lap harp, dressed like an elf, and that's really not posing at all. I mean, that's where you are going to likely find me. You're going to find me singing in the forest, surrounded by deer and wild animals, carrying a harp. That is the truth.
Talking about singing, I really, really enjoy your voice, and I think the audience would love hearing some of it too. Would you like to play a little bit for us?
Yes, I'm going to move to the piano. If you go to the post, you're going to listen to the song the way it is in the recording. So it's going to sound much better because it includes many instruments. But I'm going to perform live for the audience, just a tiny bit of the song so you can make an idea. So I'm going to move there. I need a little second to move to the keyboard and be right back.
No problem.
Maybe we can get some hands up in the air from the audience while we wait for your amazing voice to start.
Okay. Anytime you're ready.
Comfort me when I dive in sorrow, meandering through these lonely moors. Awful thought is drawing near, could obscure it and make it disappear. Would I fade myself if I step into the mist? Engulf the hourly morning light, escaping through my sins into the alluring great and the wide, transient world you build. These flary rooms, the reveries of your kingdom. Thank you very much for listening. I'm going back to the chat. This was In the Mist, and you can listen to the proper song in the link that Snekky shared.
Wonderful job. That's beautiful. Imagine being out in the woods and hearing that.
Thank
you. Finding an elf with the harp and all that stuff. Yeah, no, that'd be awesome.
Yes, it would.
All
and thank you for singing for us. That was really, really amazing.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm sorry you had to be a little bit quiet because it's rather late in Spain and my neighbors will complain if I really try to belt anything out.
Well, we appreciate it, and thank you for sharing that with us. It was beautiful, and yeah, everybody, if you're interested in seeing the full song, as she mentioned before, she's even created a music video for it and everything, certainly check out the post that we shared. And yes, as Snekky's asking in the audience, if anybody has questions for Yidneth, certainly let us know, and we'll let her choose which questions she wants to answer, of course. But let's see. Yeah, everybody's saying you got an amazing voice, cool lyrics. Is she an angel? Yeah. It sounds
do you like kebabs?
I'm a vegetarian since I was 8 years old because my godmother asked me to choose a bunny and I thought it was going to be a pet. And it was not going to be a pet. That's the end of the story. No kebabs for me.
Oh no, that's really sad.
Yeah, I know. But you know, it also awoke the part of me that you know I really love animals, and that's where I am. I just like I love animals, and I'm really happy that I don't eat them. Though I don't judge, I don't preach. I think everybody has their call, and that was really a hard call for me because it was really, you know. An episode of my childhood that was really traumatic.
And are you a vegetarian or a veganist?
I'm a vegetarian because sometimes I eat some eggs, though I eat free range. And I consume a little bit of dairy, but very little. I'm really proud of vegans, though. Really proud of them.
Let's see. People are wondering, so are you working on an album right now? Is that what this song is going to be a part of that you just were singing?
No, the song was part of my second album, The Underliving, that published in 2011. And it was an illustrated album as well, and it had 20 tracks. There, I still sell the physical copies, so they're very scarce now. And I have found my old album at really crazy prices on Amazon, but actually I really have copies left. And I'm working on my next illustrated music project, which is Fear No More, and it's going to be it's going to have more illustrations than the one that I made. But this was In the Mist, which is a sort of a medley of many songs from that city.
Very cool. All right, that's wonderful. It's certainly great to have you here with us so we can find out more about that and to hear that amazing voice as well. And let's see, any more questions? So people are asking some things about your
I
album.
see.
You
I
can
see
answer
Menno
those in the
asking for fufunchis.
yeah.
Yeah, and they are asking if they can pre-order the new album you're working on, and if you're going to accept Steam or SPT for your album.
Well, I'm going to take those two questions. First of all, as I share on the post, I recently sold my first digital copy of the album in Steam dollars, which was really fancy. Someone asked, and they made a transfer, and I sent him the download. For the physical copies, I really need to sell, the traditional way, because I still need to go to the post office, and they're really bulky, and I really need to pay the shipping cost in fiat, and I really don't even. I'm not really cashing anything or right from Steemit right now. It's just like piling there, just like
Yeah.
because I take it sort of an experiment. The future album is still far away to be done. I don't know if it's going to be this year or next year. Hopefully this year, but it's quite a huge project, and I do never do pre-orders because I'm afraid to take pre-orders and then not being able to manufacture to afford the manufacture. Just like I need to be I know, Hector, it's just like maybe I need to post more. But we'll find a way. Fear no more. It's a really important project for me, and it really must find a way. It's looking for ways in unexpected places, and that's how I ended up here. And for the Underliving, it's available in theunderliving.com, both as digital and physical. And if someone wants to sell, they can DM me, and I can sell by SBD as well. And I wanted to reply to Mena's question that he says talk about fufunchis, and it's because here on Steemit, I'm like the crazy rat lady, and that's why people were posting rat memes earlier on. And yes, I had rats, I have pet rats, I call them fufunchis, and I tend to spam everyone with cute rat memes wherever I go. That's the footprint that I leave on Discord, and it's become a little, some kind of a small talk about me. The crazy rat lady of the Steemit. There was even people posting about rats and say, "I knew from the crazy rat lady on the Steemit." And I even have a few songs devoted to them, and it has a background story as well. I was a genetic engineering gone animal activist.
Well, that's really interesting. I've never had a pet rodent in my life. I've known people who have, but I'm not afraid of them or anything. I think they are kind of cute. I just haven't had one myself. But it's funny, the pictures people were posting with the little clothes on them is pretty hilarious.
They
But
know
yeah.
me. They know me already. You just like whatever priest goes, just like put a cute rat ming and she's going to be happy. They're really very smart, and they were just like in my case, they were little healers. I had like three of them, and even I have just like made some jokes on the live, just like singing with some Muppet rat toys, and so everybody knows me just like the rat lady. But more of that, just like I think every animal companion is sort of just like a healer of a soul, and we need to find beauty whatever we want to find beauty, and we choose to love whatever we choose to love. So they made me happy, and I still carry their flame burning.
Well, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's something a little different about you too. So that's interesting. Any other questions for her here from the audience or Snekky? I don't know if you have any more questions either. Uh,
Well, yes. I would like to know where you find all the inspiration because you are so busy. You do all these illustrations, the music. Where do you find the energy and the inspiration to do so?
I have two halves. Like everyone, we always say everyone is light and shadow. I'm literally two halves as well. On one side, I have always suffered a sleep disorder called sleep paralysis, which caused night horrors and all these kind of weird dreams when I was a child. So there is an spectral, somber, almost ghostly undertone in my music sometimes. And on the other hand, I'm like a fairy that loves to go to the forest and sing to the birds and run barefoot over moss. So even my first CD, Ancient Shadows, was subtitled as the Ghost and the Fairy, and I think it was really appropriate because I sometimes feel very much so. And Jidnet is actually not my name. It's the name of my project that really nourish many of my CDs. And it's also my trademark, my company name. Because my artistic name, if you want to look for me on iTunes or Spotify, is Priscilla Hernandez. Jidnet is my username in all networks. So if you type Jidnet, you're likely going to find me here on Steemit and also on YouTube, Facebook, whatever. But my actual artistic name is Priscilla Hernandez. And Jidnet was my comic. It was a graphic novel that I made when I was a teenager. Of course, just like sometimes a little bit corny when I read it now, but it was a book of illustrations and a story. And the girl that appears in the drawings, it's actually her and not me. So that's why it was really fun to do the video that I shared before, that I tried to mimic my own character, but I'm really not her. Just like she's just like the lead of the story. And there's just like this kind of realms, which is the living, which is us, the underliving, which is like the world of detached thoughts, the creatures of silence, of fog, creatures that shape our thoughts or our dreams, but there are like a shadow of the living, but are living but not alive, but have a presence. And that there is the ancient, which is like, let's call it the fairy realm, and the loom, which is the souls and spirits realm. It's sort of just like a big fantasy, a big thing. And I don't know, I feel now inclined to just like sit down, rewrite it, rescue it, but fear no more, it goes first.
Well, it's certainly wonderful having you here with us on the show and learning more about you and all the different things that you're able to create and share with us here on the Steem blockchain and the Steemit website. It's truly amazing, all the different creators and creative people who have found their way here and are sharing some amazing content with all of us because of the Steem blockchain. I think it's truly awesome. Snekky, did you have any other questions? Snekky's still here. She might have ran away. I don't know. Let's see here. If anybody else has questions in the audience too, we'll do a last call for any more questions. Somebody wants to know if there's a movie coming out about your life.
Oh, it's actually Jidnet is the story. It's not my life. It's not even myself. I wish I could do a movie with it. Of course, I would do the soundtrack of the movie, at least. Yes. And I want to say that tomorrow at 8:30 European Central Time, we're going to do a concert on the live. So you're welcome to join my Discord, or you're welcome to check my profile by then. We're going to be online sharing some live music at 8:30. European time.
All right, wonderful. We'll try to share that link right in the chat room. Let's see here. If you've got it handy and you want to post it in there, feel free. Not sure. Did we lose Snekky? Snekky, are you still here? We might have lost her. Okay. I'll send her a message if she doesn't come back here in a moment. But let's see here. Any other questions from the audience out there? Last chance here. But like I said, it's been certainly wonderful to have you here on the show with us. And let me scroll back up here. I'll grab the link to your Steemit profile so we can share that in the chat once more here so people can find you on Steemit. There it is right there.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, Snekky.
Oh my god, my microphone was hiding.
Yeah, sometimes the chat has a little bit of issues. It did that to me last week. It kicked me out for like 30 seconds or something, but you're back. Yeah. So welcome back.
Yes, I'm back. I'm sorry, people. I'm back.
Not a problem. I was just making sure. I didn't want if you had any other questions you wanted to ask before we let her go here. If not, we can see if there's any more from the audience. Everybody's saying you rock, which I agree. Let's
He
see.
really, really does.
So a few more people joining us. Welcome if you're just tuning in. We are chatting with Yidneth right now. And what's your artist name again?
My artist name is my real name, which is Priscilla Hernandez. I'm going to type, well, Extra is going to type it now on the chat. And so if you go to Spotify or if you go to Google, you can look for Priscilla Hernandez. Though if you type Jitnev, it's going to link to me always because it's my trademark, and it has become sort of just like a nickname as well, even if it's not me but my project.
Okay, very cool. All right.
And
Go ahead,
maybe I
Sam.
missed it, but when will be your next live performance on D-Live?
It's going to be tomorrow at 8:30. I think it's scheduled at 8, but we never get in time. So it would be sometime between 8 and 8:30. And I usually tell everyone on my Discord, but usually around that time, every Thursday, we're trying to do at least one weekly concert.
That's awesome.
Yes, I am certainly going to try and listen.
And
You're welcome. Sometimes it gets funny and funky and groovy.
I like funky and groovy.
And she did share the link to the Discord server a little further up here. I'll post it here for you. That's where you do the concerts right in there.
I do the concerts through Steemit. Through D-Live that joins
right,
through Steemit. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Some live Steemit-based musicians on D-Live. That's really awesome. I think that's so cool how different, like I said, artists and musicians and all of these different people are finding ways to use the Steem blockchain and D-Live and all these other platforms to share their amazing talents. It's really cool.
It's really funny too, because it's a way also to engage the audience while they can see. Actually, it's just like moving the Steemit experience to your living room and have some tea with some of your friends that you have been making on the way. So it's something that I don't know if there are artists and musicians in the audience. You know that the live actually it's almost everything. It's gaming, which is super cool. Nothing against gaming. Because there are some talented broadcasters there, but you also feel like there is some lack of art and music, and I encourage everyone that would feel inclined to share those kind of contents because it's really fun. It's really fun and direct, and maybe one of the sweetest experiences that I've had as a steamer, whatever.
While we have you here on the show, are there maybe any shout outs you want to give?
Can you repeat the question?
While you're here on the show, are there any shout outs that you would like to give?
Well, I want to say thank you to Ma1ne, who is here in the audience, for kidnapping me into helping. I really have made wonderful friends there. Some of them musicians. I want to mention my friend Serena, Painting Angels, that is there, but also because it's someone that I met online 20 years ago, and I met again here on Steemit again. So that for re-encounters on Steemit. And I want to say thanks always to my partner, Hedak, who is also on Steemit, and I'm just trying to encourage him to post more because he was the one that actually kidnapped me. Yeah, I used the word kidnapped a lot. He's actually the one that made me join Steemit, and I don't know if he's sort of deflated at the moment. I don't know. I'm just like trying to remind him that you know to post more, and he's always there anyway behind the curtains to help me. And I want to make a shout out to all musicians and to all artists to keep doing your thing. It has to be enough because you are building an audience that is going to like what you do. So just be consistent. Whatever you want to share, make it stand out for what you want to share. I hope that everyone that stumbles upon my profile will find what I do. And I think that's a great tool that we sometimes overlook, you know, try to look to your profile just like a card, right? So that's what I wanted to say.
Wonderful. Well, it's certainly been great having you on the show with us tonight. Any final words for the audience or for anybody that's listening out there before we let you go?
I see some friends on the audience, and hello to each one of you. It was really nice that you made the effort to join me. And it's been really hectic these days, and actually, it was just like a really busy couple of days and like crazy. But this felt really comfortable and really relaxed and really had a great time. I was just like a little bit hectic at the beginning as well. And it felt really comfortable. I want to say thank you to Snekky for inviting me. And thanks to everyone for listening. I hope that you stumbled by. And if you like what I do, feel free to follow. And if you don't, thanks for stopping by anyway.
Any parting words, Snekky?
Oh, yes, I was already starting. I interrupted you. I just wanted to say thank you, Yitnat, for being here with us. I just love your voice. You know that. I'm a big fan. Having you on the show was amazing, and I'm looking forward to every piece of content that you are going to create, either with your drawings, your voice, or your words. They are amazing, and I hope that you will go a long way here on the platform.
And I want to say, Snekky, that I got my sketchbook and I'm going to fill it. So we're both doing that sketchbook project. And I'm also looking forward to see how it fills up. Thanks very much for sharing your art and poetry as well. And thanks everybody for the experience. As I say, whatever it happens, I try not to frustrate. I try not to feel any pressure because I'm just trying to just trying to find my way here and enjoy it. And if I'm staying around in Steemit, it's because I've been enjoying it. And that's really an important part of it.
Absolutely. Well, everybody, you can find her profile right on Steemit. It's spelled Yidneth, Yidneth on Steemit. Check out the profile if you're interested, and I'm sure there's links to the other social media there throughout the posts and things like that, so certainly check it out. And thank you to Yidneth for being on the show with us tonight.
Thanks to you all.
All right, everybody, so that was our interview with Yidneth here on the Steem Radio Show. My name is Ma1ne. It's certainly wonderful to have you here with us on MSPWaves Radio. Snekky, how you doing over there? You still here with me?
I think I am.
That's good. What did you think of that interview?
I loved it. I am. Yes, by the way, I like her.
Yes, absolutely. The music was wonderful. She did a great job, and certainly check that out if you're interested. All right, everybody. So you are listening to the Steem Radio Show here on MSP Waves with Ma1ne and Poetic Snake.
That's right.
We are here every Wednesday from 10 to midnight UTC time. And if you're interested in finding out more about the radio station, there's shows here all the time now. Not constant shows. There's always something on the radio, but not always live. But there's more and more shows being added every day, and you can find the full schedule at MSPWaves.com. And all of the shows that you hear on the station are all people who are on the Steem blockchain or have a Steemit profile. So check it out. It's all people. No, there's no hyphen in there, Snekky.
No?
I don't think so. They might have links to both. They might have links to both. I'm not sure. But
Are you kidding me?
It's just
No, you're right.
Yeah, it's just MSPWaves.com.
Okay, you can make shoes of me now.
No, it's okay. But no, check it out, everybody, if you're interested. And I'm gonna mod power your thing you posted. I'm gonna delete it. There we go. All right, so it's gone. You posted the right one. MSPWaves.com.
Yes.
Check it out, everybody.
Yes.
Full schedule's on there. The shows are posted in UTC time, so you'll have to kind of do the conversion for where you are in the world to see what time it is. But check it out. There's music shows, there's talk shows, wide variety of different topics and genres of music and tastes and things that people are doing on the station. It's awesome. So check it out. And Rondon said that does redirect. That link does redirect. So it does work.
See,
so you were
I was right.
You were right. I didn't know that, so I just learned something today.
No, I knew that. I knew that.
Woodsies, yeah, I like what he posted. That's funny. But no, everybody, certainly it's wonderful having you all here with us. Feel free to continue chatting with us in the live audience. And if you missed any of the interview earlier, if you want to go back and listen to previous episodes of the show, just check out my blog on Steemit at main event. It just spelled it with a number 1 in there instead of the I. And yeah, that will redirect you to my YouTube channel where I've shared all the previous episodes of the show. So if you ever want to go back and listen, sometimes it's kind of fun. I went back last year and I was listening to some of the interviews and just, our enthusiasm, because we were all new Steemians at the time. We had just joined PAL. It's kind of fun to go back and listen to some of the people who were on the show last year, and then kind of I do want to bring some people back on the show, who maybe we interviewed 6 months ago or something like that, and just kind of do some updates with them. It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. I also like to go back in time and listen to the previous shows. Only I push fast forward when I hear myself talk.
Snekky, everybody loves your voice in the chat room, so.
But I don't. It's really weird hearing yourself in your ears.
Right. Yeah, it is a little different sometimes, but you must be used to it by now. You've been on the radio with me a long time, so.
A little bit. I don't put bananas in my ears anymore.
You're doing great. All right, everybody. So we've got 2 more Steemians to share with you tonight.
Ooh, nice.
I'm not sure if Travel Girl is there and if she's ready to go. Hi, Travel Girl.
Hello. Hi, guys.
How are you doing?
Good. Really happy to be here. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Travel Girl. It's so cool to finally meet you.
Yes, that's right. Actually, in Council, I kind of know you guys from another group, but it's great that we can finally talk to each other and everyone else.
Absolutely. And whereabouts in the world are you from, Travel Girl? What country are you in?
I'm in Sydney, so it's quite early. Well, it's nearly 9 o'clock. So yeah, good morning from Sydney, everyone.
How are things down under?
It's quite good. I mean, like we've changed. The weather's changed a little bit. It's a bit cooler now, but overall it's great here. Not sure if you guys been to Australia before, but yeah, if you have any chance of coming down or anyone else, just send me a message.
I have not. Have you been there, Snekky?
I wish.
Yeah, it would be an interesting place to go. How long have you been here with us on the Steem blockchain?
Probably I started at the end of June last year. So how many months is that? 9, 10 months? Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
10 months. Yeah.
And how did you find your way here? Do you remember how you found out about it or how you found your way here?
Yeah, well, my husband, he was telling me about, the cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and stuff, and I hadn't really no interest. And but anyway, for whatever reason, one day I decided, hey, let's just have a look what's out there apart from the Bitcoin that I heard from my husband, and I stumbled across Steem, and so I went on the Steem website and I Steem a website. And I'm like, hey, blogging, because I was quite active on Facebook prior to Steemit. So I'm like, it's something that I could probably look into doing. And it took a while to get my account set up. But yeah, it just started immediately, pretty much. When I started on Steem, I shared a lot of my photos while I was on my trip. While I was traveling to Fiji, that's when my account came through. So I was already posting stuff while in Fiji live. So it was quite exciting.
And before you came to the platform, were you somebody who did a lot of creating content, whether it was live streaming or photography and posting that on the web, or were you kind of more inspired to do it once you got here?
I actually share a lot of my photos more of a photo visual person, so I like sharing stuff on Facebook to all my friends and family. I've never really written anything what I do on Steemit. So I said to myself, look, I'll give Steemit a go. I'm not sure what people like. Probably my writing style may not suit the audience on this platform. So that's how I used to share my content prior to Steemit. And I don't have any blogs. I don't have anything prior either.
Okay. And are you finding the kind of the feedback and the interactions you're having here on Steemit and the Steem blockchain, are you finding that to be a good thing?
To be honest, I didn't expect people to read my stuff in the beginning. When I first joined, I was pretty lost because there's so many things happening on the Steemit blockchain, and so many great authors and content, and you don't know where to start. So I because I've got a Chinese background, and I found a few authors that wrote Chinese, and I said, hey, I can write both languages, in Chinese and English, so probably I should start doing that to capture more people to read my stuff. So that's how I started this journey to start writing, and the feedback that I got is actually great because I can capture both type of audiences, and they provide a lot of valuable comments, especially when I first started.
Yeah, definitely. I've noticed other people who are on the show that are, either bilingual or they can do multiple languages. They're saying kind of the same thing, that if they post their content, of course, in 2 languages, they might reach more people that way, of course. And so that's a good thing. You'll get more feedback, more eyes on your content. And so if I myself can only do English, I should probably learn a second language, I guess. But, if anybody's out there and you're listening and you're still posting on the platform, you're still relatively new, that type of thing, and you can write in multiple languages, it is possible for you to reach more people that way.
Yes, and also by doing so, like, I can improve a lot of my language skills as well, because look, I grew up in Australia, so Chinese is my main language, but probably in writing style, sometimes it could be a little bit better. And I get a lot of feedback from people, hey, probably you can include this word because, for example, markets, flea markets, there's multiple ways you can actually say flea markets in Chinese. So, I learn a lot of things along the way as well.
I just have to ask, how would you pronounce our show in Chinese?
I don't know, actually. I'm just having a look.
I think re-steam is just its own word. I don't know if that exists anywhere else. And I think that's its own thing. It's its own language.
Yeah, I don't want to say the wrong thing because we've got a huge audience there now. But I'll promote this as like a place for everyone. 一個新人嘅同埋一個大家庭嘅平台. That's I will say that.
Okay.
I so badly want to learn Chinese.
You can do multiple languages though, Snekky, can't you?
It's actually not too hard. I speak Cantonese, but there's a lot of dialects out there. Mandarin, which is also very popular as well. And if you learn that, if you wanted to learn that language, they actually have some sort of English pronunciation that you can learn from that as well.
So if somebody speaks Chinese Mandarin, will you be able to understand it completely? Or is it really different?
I can understand probably 80%. Anything too formal, I'll have to think, what does that mean? Yeah, but I learned a lot of my Mandarin through watching TV and karaoke. That's how I learned the Mandarin.
Okay, that's awesome. Why don't you share with us some of the types of things you like to create and share on the platform? So what types of things are you interested in?
Right. So I first, when I first started Steemit, I don't know what to share, to be honest, and but then I decided, look, I love traveling, so I decided to start traveling, write travel blogs, and also I love photography, so I've been sharing a lot of that on Steemit, and then gradually I kind of evolved in writing posts about my DIY projects. I love making jewelry. I love, all the hands-on stuff. So I've done a few tutorials with that as well. Probably the guys, my male followers may find it a little bit boring in terms of the jewelry stuff, but I'm hoping that probably, they can pick up the easy DIY projects and make something for their loved one or female friend or something. So that was my aim, to change and add something different to my usual travel stuff that I share. And then Steemit, they've got a lot of projects. So DLive came along, and I thought, not many people back then when it started were doing a lot of live shows. So I thought, hey, probably I can do a live chat probably once a week and see how that goes. And also another way of using the Steemit platform, I think, not just pure writing or pure sharing photos. You can do other stuff now. So I thought, let's give it a go, and the reception was actually quite positive. So now I've got 2 shows per week, on a Thursday and a Sunday at 3:00 Sydney time. So that's also what I do. And I do a bit of gaming here and there as well on DLive, because I'm a bit of a gamer. I'm not sure if there's anyone that likes to play Diablo or LOL, but if you do, you can always message me and can play together on DLive.
That's cool. It's interesting to hear that as well. So are you're a PC gamer, or do you play on a console, or?
I do I'm mainly on the PC, but I've also got the PS4 hooked up as well. I do play one game live, which is a Japanese drum game. So it's more of a music-based game. And mobile games I don't do so often, because I find that my posture when I'm playing on the mobile, it's not that great. So I just try to avoid the mobile games for now. Do you play any games, you and Poetic Snake?
Well, I can I say the name of the game I play?
Yeah, sure.
I play Pac-Man.
You can still play that game on DLive, you know that, right?
Right.
I might give it a try. You never know.
Right. Yeah, I've been playing games my whole life, so I mean, I collect old school games. I do some modern gaming as well, but I prefer the older games is what I try to play.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. But but I still try to make a lot of my travel videos as well. I still get a lot of requests on writing travel stuff, sharing my and I've also started doing my travel girl diary. So I try to give people, or let people know a little bit more about Travel Girl. So yeah, I started this diary of vlog. So if anyone of you are interested, you can follow it and see what I do on a normal basis. Yeah.
So that's more personal, right? Does that feel very different for you to to talk about that?
Well, I normally talk about various topics during my live chat, and through that, people already know what type of person I am, my lifestyle. But I like to also use the diary to document stuff that people don't see during my live. So probably if I go out and I don't know, when I go to the beach, for example. So I want to document that and show everyone. Or if I went to a really nice restaurant that weekend, I wanted to let my followers know. So that's why I had that idea. Apart from my live show, I have a video of what I normally do and share it with everyone.
Well, that's really cool, and it is amazing how these, things like D Live and things are creating these opportunities for people out there to share their experiences, whether it is travel or gaming or just their day to day life or conversation or any of these things. It's really cool
Yes.
that people are able to do these things.
Yes, that's correct. And that's what I like about Steemit now because there are a variety of things people can do. You're not limited to just, sharing things via, words. So, yeah, I think if anyone, if you're stuck with an idea or what to write, you can use other platforms, like other projects to use the Steemit platform, yes.
And you said you like to travel, so where's a couple of places that you haven't gone that you really want to go?
I actually really wanted to go to Africa. I We were planning to go to Africa before, but my husband was saying to me, "You want to go to the Maldives or Africa?" So I chosen the Maldives, but Africa will be somewhere that I wanted to go. Another place will be see the Northern Lights because we missed it last time we were in Europe because it was just exceptionally cold when we were there and we weren't prepared for it. So I do want to go there again, like go there, not again. And also, the other place is probably Antarctica. I don't know if that's ever going to be possible for me with the kids.
And what would you say would be your most amazing trip ever or place where you have been?
I think in terms of amazing, I think the Maldives is nice. It's like really once in a lifetime kind of experience. It's exactly what it looks like, from those travel shows and the brochures and everything. But the most favorite place I like to travel to is Japan. I love traveling around Japan's countryside. I don't like big cities. Like Tokyo and Kyoto, it's too crowded. It's too touristy. Whereas in the country, we like to hire a car. We just explore. We talk to the locals. I mean, like I've got very limited Japanese language skills, but the locals are there to try to communicate with you and try to know you a little bit more. They're very friendly. So and everything seems to be more quieter and the pace is a little bit more slower. So it actually feels like a holiday. So yeah, so the place I like to travel the most is Japan.
All right, very cool. And as I mentioned in the audience chat, if anybody has any questions for Travel Girl, feel free to write those in the chat. Excuse me. A few people are maybe posting some questions in there. I don't know if you're able to see those, Travel Girl, if you want to answer any of those.
Yes,
it's up
I
to
can.
you.
Yes, I can.
So yeah.
Yeah, have a look. Grim, what a travel show? Travel shows. I don't know that travel show style.
Do you like watching travel related shows and things like that? Do those inspire you to go places?
I do watch a lot of Asian travel shows. I don't have free to air TV at home actually. It sounds bad, but we don't have any free to air TV, so I don't watch a lot of TV. I actually go on YouTube a lot. And now on D Live, there's a few of the travel videos that I like to go and watch. But yeah, I watch a lot of my stuff online. But I get a lot of inspiration from reading other people's blogs actually on Steemit. There's a lot of great travel blogs, and I actually get a lot of my ideas from there as well.
Yeah, I would think so, because if you wanted to go somewhere and you could get people's firsthand accounts of when they were there, probably the good and the bad, so you can kind of get a better idea.
Exactly, and sometimes like when you leave them a message, like most writers will come back with an answer, whereas if you're on a website or something, they may not even read your emails. So this is what I like about Steemit is people actually are very responsive also to your questions. Well, most people are, and with the new users, I do urge that if you have any comments to any of your posts, you should respond to them. So then, one, you get your followers engaged, but two, those people like me probably is waiting an answer from you to whatever you're writing.
Yep, absolutely. Let's see. And Snekky, feel free to jump in here if you've got any questions as well. And
yes, I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Can I jump in? Jump. Yes, I would like to know, because you're also an OCD curator.
Yes.
What inspired you to start doing curating?
I find that there's different communities on Steemit, and I'm quite active in the Chinese community. I find a lot of the good posts does get forgotten. Reason why is, and I really appreciate that OCD is around, and I'm glad that I'm actually in this team. A lot of authors in the Chinese community don't write in two languages, are not bilingual. So, and the main readers on Steemit, many of them are English readers, like they can only read English. So these posts get forgotten or just don't get read. But these are great articles, and these guys, spend a lot of time thinking and putting everything together. So I'm like, we need to find a way to help these guys get noticed. I think that's the word to use, get noticed. And by doing so, joining the team and giving that opportunity to have more followers, to have more people understand what they're writing. I think that's the aim of what my aim was to join OCD.
Now, what are some of the types of things when you're out there looking for content? Because I think everybody has their own way of doing it when they're curating. And of course, this is just your opinion and things, but I'm curious. So what inspires you to kind of curate a post? Like, what do you look for quote unquote good content? It might be a hard question. I'm not sure, but. Oh, are we still here? Is everybody still here with me? Hello. Snekky, are you here?
I think we lost Travel Girl.
We did lose her. Yep. Okay.
Yes.
We'll get her back in here.
Oh, I was checking.
I just noticed that too. Yep. She must have disconnected there by accident. We'll get her back in here. But yes, we're visiting with Travel Girl today here on the Steem Radio Show. Before that, we did interview Yidneth as well. And we've still got one more guest. That Sweeney guy is going to be coming on after Travel Girl here. So we'll give her just another moment or two here to try to get back on. What happened? She's messaging me. Channel says locked. One moment. Okay. Go here, Travel Girl. Whoops.
To the waiting room.
Hold on. I'll try to send that to her one more time.
This is live radio, people.
Yep. All right. We'll get her back in here.
I will pull her in if she's in there.
Okay. Oh, shoot. Links expired. Oh, goody. Shouldn't be. I always set my links to never expire. I don't know why it does that sometimes.
It's the aliens.
I guess so. Try that one. See if that one works. Thank you, all of you, for joining us here, of course, on the Steem Radio Show. All right. There you are, Travel Girl. Are you here with us?
Hello.
You're back.
Am I back?
Yes. You're
I
back.
don't know what happened. I just got locked out and said I'm locked or something.
Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, Discord's funky sometimes, but we appreciate it. We so thank you, Discord. You do a great job.
No, and
thanks
for sending me the link. Sorry, I missed your question about OCD.
Well, I was just kind of asking in general, like as a curator, and this question's kind of open-ended, so I mean, feel free to answer it however you want. If it's, of course, just your opinion, but when you're out there looking for content, what kind of classifies as good content to you as a curator? Like, what are some of the things you kind of look for?
I do look for an interesting topic, and the topics probably what people like to read as well. Also, out of the ordinary topics are actually not too bad once in a while. I think depends if they have nice if for example, if they're going to talk about a travel of a destination, you'll expect that they have some nice photos as well. And if they have any videos they could share, that's also a plus. But I've got another team member that creates together with the CN group, H.T. Liu. He's also in the team, and that's why we look for a variety of topics. We don't want to repeat topics too often. We also try to obviously promote as many authors as possible. So everyone has a different writing style. So we're trying to accommodate as much writing style as possible. So that's pretty much how we create or look for articles.
And is it hard to find new creators? Because I also am an OCD curator, so it's main event, by the way. Yes. I do the Dutch curation.
Yes, that's right. Yes, that's right.
Together with Jack Joannes Hemp, and sometimes it's really hard because the Dutch section is not really that big. Do you have the same problem with the Chinese? Or?
Yes, we do, and also, and I don't want to sound too bad, because a lot of the new users, which we're trying to promote, they don't really know the rules of Steemit, and a lot of them could be taken off another website, or they've copied from somewhere else, and we try to let people know it should be a more original content. So we have to use a lot of time to filter these as well. We want to promote more original content for OCD, and we do want to give the message also for Steemit people, users, to create more original content. That's how I see it, and it is very time consuming, because some articles are quite long to read, and we don't want to also neglect those people that's put in a huge effort. Also, we've got a few writers, as in like novel writers, in the Chinese group community. So we do want to make sure these people are also looked after as well, and then hopefully they could build some followers through our nominations.
Absolutely. And I mean, there's obviously a variety of different curation groups out there. There's all kinds of them. But I think their overall goal between all of them, though, is they're trying to help people who are, like you said, creating original content. Yes. And it's quality content as well. So, and maybe they're just not getting the views or the votes or whatnot that maybe they could or should get, in our opinion. So it's cool to be a part of a group that that can help reward deserving content creators.
Yes, that's right. And I can see a question in the audience, Grim. We promote videos and music as well. There's a few people that has participated in competitions run by different groups on Steemit, and we also promote those posts because they actually write good articles in response to those competitions. So we're not limited to just writing or photos or whatever. Anything could work, I think.
Right.
And I'm not sure if Snekky and Main Event, is that how you guys see it as well, because you guys are in the team?
Yeah, I mean, and I know the overall goal of OCD specifically is to kind of curate newer users for the most part, and then their posts just have to be kind of undervalued, typically under a $10 value.
Yes.
So,
correct.
If it's obviously, if your post has already made $20, that doesn't qualify. And those rules are always evolving and changing, so don't hold me to it. But you can certainly go check it out on Steemit if you want. It's at OCD, and you can see the daily posts that are put out every single day. There's one that's for English posts only, a 10 post little newsletter type of thing, and then they do the languages post every day where it's posts from multiple different languages, and that happens every day.
Yes, and there's also the Resteem tag as well. People can look at as well to use.
Absolutely, and that's a tag that you can use on your post. It doesn't guarantee that you'll get re-steamed, but what happens is there's curators who will go in and look at that tag every day, and they pick a few each day to get re-steamed by the OCD profile. So that is a kind of a cool thing, and it's another way to get people a few more views on their post.
Yes, and we stress that it's not just writing or photos, anything, we will resteam. I've seen people like there was a song that was resteam, people using D lives. So there's as long as it's original and obviously it's good content or whatever, we will look at it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's see. Were there while we have you here, are there any other upcoming, projects you have or things you have planned that you're going to be sharing on your blog, or anything that you want to talk about specifically while you're here?
Yeah, well, I'm planning a holiday for next month. So, we're still in the works, but hopefully when I come back, I'll be able to make more videos to share with everyone. I find that, I don't know if you guys, agree, but videos sometimes actually send a better message than words. I don't know, I'm a visual person. So, it's good to gauge from the audience, if you guys like to see videos a little bit more, or me writing, or do a bit of both. That's what I'm trying to gauge, because most of my followers are happy with what I do, but like some of you guys in the audience I know are not my followers. So any ideas would any feedback would be good use as well for my future creating content on Steemit. The other thing that I do want to say is if anyone is interested, like with my live shows, I do have one this afternoon, Sydney time. I know a lot of you guys would be really late now, but if you are awake around 6 hours later, I will be on live at 3 o'clock Sydney time, and I'll usually do an hour show, and then also another show on Sunday, also 3 o'clock Sydney time.
All right, cool. And you share the links to that right on your Steemit profile?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. Now, you normally have like a reminder the day before, so I make a small announcement. So some of my followers will just say, "Hey, yeah, tomorrow we'll come and join you," that kind of thing. Because sometimes I lose track of time, especially on the weekends. So I would put a little reminder for my followers there.
All right, well, that sounds cool. So yeah, if anybody's interested in that, you can check out her blog. It's at Travel Girl on Steemit. And Travel Girl, are there any shout outs you want to give to any Steemians out there, or anybody that's maybe helped you along the way, or just someone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, well, I do want to thank every single person that has upvoted me, left me a comment, or sent me anything through Discord, on Telegram, WeChat, because it's just it's encouraging to know that people are actually reading what you write. A lot of the times people just forget that Steemit, is a way to obviously make a little bit of money, but also it's more than that. It's to share something that you are passionate about, and to and for your followers or for people to actually read your stuff. That's actually very rewarding. So I really thank everyone that's actually read my articles. Also my husband, because when I write an article, he has to look after the kids. So I think that's the one. I don't know if he's listening, but he should be listening at the moment. So it's without him looking after the kids, I won't be able to make content. So we work as a team here at home.
Well, that's certainly great to hear. And we always try to give everybody a chance to do a couple of shout outs while you're here. Let's see here. Any last questions from the audience, or Travel Girl? Like I said, if you've got anything else you want to mention while you're here on the show, feel free to do so. Go ahead.
I have to thank you guys. I actually forgotten to thank you guys as well, because you one is also making such a great show, and also giving an opportunity for a lot of the authors or the Steemians out there, to share their experience live with everyone in this channel. I think it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. That's always our goal, is just to kind of hear everybody's story, find out how they found their way here, and get to know them better. And it's always a lot of fun hearing all the different Steem stories and learning about all these different projects that people are working on. It's certainly a lot of fun. So thank you so much for that compliment. We appreciate it. And I know Snekky stepped away for a moment, but she'll be right back here. And she might already be back. I'm not sure.
I just had another look. There is a question about OCD posts from Grim.
Okay.
About the $10, yeah, we try to create articles that is under $10. Yeah, because I mean, if you have anything a little bit higher, you're pretty much okay for that post. So we do want to promote undervalued posts, yeah, to the rest of the community.
Absolutely. And, as I mentioned before, if you want to check it out, it's just at OCD on Steemit. You can find, go check out the posts that we do every day. And it gives you a list right in there of all the different things that we the criteria that we kind of look for and that kind of thing. So.
Sure. Graham, we'll I'm sure one of us will notice one of your articles.
It's possible.
Yes. Cool. So thanks very much again for having me.
Absolutely, Travel Girl.
It's a pleasure. It's great fun.
We really appreciate you getting up early to join us on the show.
Thanks again.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, Snekky, you're back.
Yes, I am.
Snekky, did you have any last questions or anything for Travel Girl?
No, I just wanted to say thank you for being on the show with us, and I am so jealous of all the travels, and I'm looking forward to every post you're going to do, and working together with you for OCD as well.
Yeah, that's right, and I look forward to seeing you, both of you, if you come to Sydney. Remember to look for me. You know where to look for me on Discord.
All right.
Oh, yes, we will find you.
All right. Well, thanks again, everyone. It's great to talk to everyone here.
Yes, thank you so much, Travel Girl, for being here with us.
Bye.
Take care. All right, everybody. So that was our interview with Travel Girl. That was a really great talk. Thank you so much to her for joining us on the show. You are listening to the Steem Radio Show with myself, Main Event, and Poetic Snake.
That's me, I think.
Is you. That is you. Let's see who's here in the audience chat room with us live. It is April 18th, 2018, and we're live here on MSPWaves. So if you're here live in the audience, post the country that you're in right now. Let us know where you're listening from. We'll kind of go around the world here. And if you're listening to this, of course, after the fact, you're listening to the recording, well, you should have joined us live during the live broadcast. We do chat in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty Discord server, which of course is the home of the Minnow Support Project and MSPWaves Radio. So we're chatting in the MSPWaves MSPWaves audience room. And let's see where everybody's listening from tonight. What do you see out there?
I see Clinic is from Nigeria.
Okay.
I see Grim from the USA. And I see Sweeney, our next guest, is from the USA as well.
Yep, Turtles is in the USA. Woodsy's in Belgium.
Bonjour, Belgique.
Yidneth is in Spain.
Mr. Bungie is in England.
And you are in the Netherlands. I'm in the USA.
Yes.
Sir Lunch is playing video games. I'll be on later, bro. No. All right. Rondon's listening in the car. That's cool. See, he's gone mobile. He's gone mobile. Eventually, MSPWaves will have an app, I think. I think it's coming eventually here. It's going to happen. We'll see.
And Seaman369 is from Australia.
Global
and
Cop.
He says it's always it's already the 19th there.
It is, yes. It is, yes. So, yeah, I said the date, but it's just to let you guys know that we are live right now.
Ooh, and Cloby, of course, he is from Panama. I hope your food is feeling better, Cloby.
All right. Great to have you all here with us. We have one more guest here on the show tonight. It is that Sweeney guy. Sweeney, are you there?
I sure am.
Wonderful. Great to have you here with us.
Yeah,
Great to be here.
And welcome to the show. I see that you're from the USA. Is that what I saw in the chat here?
Yep, Frankfort, Kentucky.
Awesome. Great to have you here. And how long have you been on the Steem blockchain so far?
I'm actually coming up on my 1-year anniversary in 2.5 weeks.
You know, it's crazy. I am too.
Really?
Yeah, I was looking back. I think I joined. It was like May 17th or something like that, or right around there.
Mine was May 5th. My account finally got verified after like 3 or 4 weeks of waiting.
Now, see, it's weird because I hear other people say that too, and it seemed like mine got approved within like 24 hours. It was kind of weird. Like I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't really know anything about that, but it's certainly cool to have you here with us, and you've been on the platform now almost a year. How did you find your way here in the first place? How did you ever find out about it?
I honestly I can't remember what exactly led me here. I used to run a website that taught people how the kind of the best ways to make money online without having to have a real 9 to 5. And it kind of failed. And just a few months after I closed the doors on that website, Steemit came into my view, and I haven't turned back. Yidnith was talking about how addictive Steemit is, and I'm a prime example. I've been on this platform for almost a year, and I'm still hard at it every single day.
Now, before you joined, were you somebody who was a content creator before, or is this kind of your first go around with that?
Well, the 3 years leading up to joining Steemit, I did a lot of marketing content creation for various websites and literally anything that would earn money. I promoted games, and I did a lot of affiliate marketing. So I honed my content creation doing affiliate marketing for 3 years. I had no idea it was going to lead into something like Steemit.
All right, and so now that you're here, what types of things are you doing on the platform?
Oh, what don't I do? I have created 3 handfuls of projects and only have 2 hands to carry them.
Why don't you share some of them with us?
I think one of my first projects was Thrive or Die. That is, I've been a game developer since I was a little bitty kid, and I want to build an MMORPG that connects to the blockchain. I started Steem Parents, which is a curation group for parenting. There didn't seem to be one at the time, and I'm pretty sure I'm still the only one, though the account has kind of fallen into inactivity for now. But I have plans to restore just about all of my projects. I run a group called Steem Freelancers. We're a group of about 35 freelancers. We kind of work real close with the Steem Gigs network, but that's more of the infrastructure. We're a group of people that share a marketing umbrella, essentially.
Yeah, that's awesome. A game on the blockchain. I've seen other people sort of working on things like that too, and that's a whole nother realm of possibility with this blockchain, and is games and other entertainment and things. It's really amazing all the different things that can happen here on this blockchain.
Yeah, absolutely. One of my favorite things to do when I was promoting, ways to earn money online was games. Any game that will pay you is the future of gaming. Why would you pay to play a game if you could play a game that's going to pay you? I want to create like an in-game marketplace where people can buy and sell and trade items for Steem, and it will all they can withdraw or deposit into the game just the same, and it'll all connect.
Yeah, I'm sure the possibilities are really endless for different things that you could do and ways you could make it work. I mean, I'm no expert in programming or anything like that, so I really have no idea, but I like to play games, and it would certainly be kind of cool to have things like that, tied into the system here.
Totally agree. So my latest project, I'm working night and day, working toward opening a real world business that highly involves Steemit at every turn. We're looking to open a maker space, if anyone knows what that is.
A makerspace. That sounds very interesting. What can you tell us about it for those who don't know what a maker is?
It is a place to make or create anything you could dream of. We will have things like 3D printers and laser cutters and wood tools and canvases and paintbrushes and crafting supplies and anything that you could make or create, you will be able to do within our space. We'll charge a monthly fee. People can come in and use any of the machines or tools in our space. We will provide supplies at a cost, and we will encourage and onboard as many people to Steemit as we can and show them how to turn their creativity and their hobbies into cash using the Steem blockchain.
And will there be an opportunity for people who are not close enough to come in and use the supplies you provide them with? Will there be an option for them to do it from a distance? Maybe let somebody else do it, or through the internet?
We actually are fundraising right now to open the place with a BitShares token. And that token is going to be able to be used by anyone online to purchase many of the things that we make inside the space. We're going to be making a lot of Steem merchandise and things like that. Token holders are going to be able to buy our products, and our local community are going to be able to use the tokens to pay their monthly fees or buy supplies or anything like that. So we definitely want the people of Steemit to be able to interact with our space. We plan to hold a lot of workshops and classes, and there's no reason why we couldn't do something like a Skype with a creator on Steemit. We have a lot of our creatives in-house, and we throw them up on a projection on the wall, and we do a big Skype, and they run a crafting class or anything for us.
That sounds really, really interesting, and it will be so interactive that I think many creative people will really enjoy such a thing.
We're looking to bring the utmost value to the Steem blockchain while bringing the utmost value to our local community. Frankfort, Kentucky is the capital of our state. We've got about 30,000 people that live within the city limits, and we want every single one of them on the Steem blockchain. Frankfort is going to take it over. You guys are going to start hearing a lot about Frankfort, Kentucky on the Steem blockchain.
That's really awesome. It is cool to hear all these different things that you're working on. And are there any people you want to give kind of shout outs to, or any other projects that you want to talk about while you're here? We'll kind of turn the mic over to you if you've got any people or projects you want to mention while you're here.
Well, again, my main focus now is the Steem House. I'll type a link in. There you go. Snekky's got me.
She's on it.
Other than that, man, I see a lot of people in the audience that I recognize. Johnny, I can't wait to get him in the Steem House to do some hots or shots. Can't wait for it. The Bug IQ, Planktown's gonna be so cool, and I hope the Steem House can get involved with all of that. I love Steem and everything that we can do here. I love Steem so much that I've literally tattooed it on both of my hands.
I have seen it, and I wanted to.
We need a picture of this in the chat.
Yes, please.
Look at that. That's pretty neat. I don't have any tattoos, awesome. But I would maybe consider that. I don't know.
On your forehead.
Oh, I see.
When my first son was born, about 4.5 years ago, I was determined to find some way to work from home so that I could spend all of my time with my son. I now have 2 sons. My youngest son is almost 10 months old now, and I get to sit at home all day long. I quit working full time in a restaurant. I get to sit at home with my boys and write and talk about anything that I want. And pretty soon I'm going to have I'm going to create my own job where every single day is going to be something completely different, and my ADHD will be subdued and everybody's going to be happy.
That's really cool. And now some people saying they hope that Steemit doesn't become like, the downfall of something like MySpace or something. But I think even if Steemit did go away or something eventually, the experiences that we're all having here, I think will outweigh a lot of the financial stuff, because I mean, a lot of us are making friends from all over the world. We're interacting with a lot of awesome people, talented, creative people, and those experiences are worth a lot in themselves. Wouldn't you agree?
I 100% agree. Yeah, if Steemit crashed, if all of the witnesses turned their systems off tomorrow, I would still tell my grandchildren about this insane social experiment where people did the same kind of things they were doing on Facebook or any other social media, and they were getting paid for it. I got to quit my job and do anything that I wanted to, and I got paid for that. That's insane, and I'll be telling my grandkids about this one day.
Were you not scared when you gave up your day job, you know, to take that chance? Sometimes you have to just jump into the deep and see if you swim or float. But were you nervous to do so?
Of course, I debated with it for a long time. I developed a plan months and months before I actually quit. I built up a savings account that would allow me to essentially pull the same paycheck out of savings if it had to come out of there every single week, just as if I were working a full-time job. I was pulling the same amount out of my savings, and I knew that I had a few months ahead of me. I knew that I had at least 3 or 4 months ahead of me, and I'm still rolling hard, and I've still got time. And as long as I can pick it up, I certainly am eating into my savings, and the fear of a 9 to 5 is coming. But no, if I can pick it up and start networking right, and find me a whale sponsor, I can keep working from home and taking care of my boys all day long, and bring the utmost value that I can to the Steem blockchain and everybody that's in it and everyone that's around me.
Everybody's trying to find that whale.
Everybody's trying to find that whale.
Maybe we need to lure them with something.
Find a whale. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, no, the experiences here are wonderful, and yes, the ability to possibly get rewards is out there. I mean, of course, as we always mention, you know, results will vary for everybody. It isn't going to be the same for everybody, and not every single person will be successful. But it's worth the try. It's an opportunity.
Yes, absolutely. When I kind of preach Steem it to my friends, I let them know, you know, you're not going to come into this platform earning the kind of money that I do sometimes on my posts. I have a really successful series called Super Cool Science Shit, and out of 19 posts in that series, I've been curied 16 or 17 times, and that's incredibly uncommon. And I tell people all the time, you cannot expect upvotes to come. You just kind of have to put your best in and get it out there. Try to get it in front of people and hope for the best.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, you're trying to network more, you're doing other things, you know, to try to expand your reach, and that's what people kind of have to do, in our opinion. Of course, all of this is just our opinions, but networking is crucial in my opinion, because you're going to get those different relationships with these different people, and then when they go read your content, it's more personal that way. And at least that's how I feel when I chat with somebody on Discord for a while, kind of have some banter with them, and then I go look at their profile and read their posts. It's like, oh, okay, well, I've got a little better sense now for this person, and you know what kind of inspires them and things like that. But yeah, no, it's certainly interesting to be here. Like you said, it's a kind of a social experiment, and it's kind of the Wild West of social media here.
Oh yeah, and I the way that I look at it is when you sign up to other social medias, all the big guys, the people that you're talking there, the networking's already been done for you. You've lived your life up to the point that you join those social media platforms, and you're mostly just talking to the people that you've known your entire life. When you join Steemit, I didn't know anybody here. I knew literally no one here. I found this place on my own. So yeah, networking can be incredibly important, because your mom and your grandma aren't here yet. You got to get them here. So we may still have to use the other social platforms to talk to regular people, but when it comes to the Steemit sphere, networking is certainly important, because all the people you know aren't here to talk to.
Yes, I certainly agree. Like you said, it's like a whole different audience is what most people say. Why they come here and why they're enjoying it is because they were sharing their talents on the other social medias with their family and their friends, and maybe they weren't getting the kind of feedback and responses that they were hoping for. Because of course your family and your friends, they'll give you the, oh, that's pretty good, or that's a good, they just want to be nice most of the time typically, and they won't give you any real feedback. And I think you'll get more of that on this platform, and maybe even make some friends as well from people that you've never met. They could be in another country, a whole nother part of the world. And so that part is really awesome, I feel like, in just the comparison of the two, whether it's the social media you've been used to and then the Steem blockchain. It definitely seems a lot different here in my eyes.
Oh, yeah. And I love the connections. I've made friends all across the world through Steemit, and that's something that doesn't really happen much on other social platforms. You're kind of stuck in a bubble with people that know each other. I've made friends in the Philippines and the Czech Republic, Sweden, and beyond, and I love every minute of it.
Are there any other things you want to talk about while we have you here on the show? We've still got a little bit of time left. And of course, in the audience, if anybody has any questions for Sweeney, certainly let us know.
If I can shamelessly promote my token sale real quick. They're on pre-sale right now, best price ever until May 1st. And then the price goes up, and we're raising funds to get this makerspace open. We definitely need funds. It's going to cost money to do this, and I've always been poor. I kind of have extra money now that Steemit's around. I love this place, but I'm not made of money, and I'm no whale.
Yeah, I mean, we can't really do a whole lot of that type of thing, but I mean, certainly they can go to your blog, and if they want to find out more about that type of stuff. But I mean, we certainly like learning about the different things that you're doing, as far as the content you're doing and all of that kind of thing. We certainly appreciate it. If you want to DM it to people, that's probably fine, but we'll kind of keep that topic for another day. Scaredy Cat Guy is actually in the chat as well, and he does a kind of a crypto-related show, and he said he's looking for guests as well. So, I mean, he's probably somebody you might be able to connect with and talk about some of that type of thing as well.
All right. Yeah. Other than that, man, I'm looking to expand my network. I'm looking to talk to more people. Come talk to me. Come connect with any of my projects. If you're, check my blog. I've got all kinds of stuff going on. So if you're interested in any of the things that I'm doing, get in touch with me. Let's get involved. I'm looking for partners in a lot of my projects. If you've got something to add, come and talk to me, man. Let's get to work.
And Snekky, if you can, look at that. She's already on.
Oh, I'm super fast today.
So if everybody's wants to check out Sweeney's blog, it's that Sweeney Guy on Steemit, and certainly check him out if you're interested. And let's see, any last final questions here? If not, we'll kind of say goodbye to Sweeney, but we certainly we're certainly happy to have you on the show here with us. It's been a lot of fun talking with you.
Well, it's been super fun, guys. Thanks for having me.
Snekky, any other things you want to add?
I just wanted to say thank you for being here with us on the show. I'm looking forward for all the projects that you're working on with the Steem House and the Makers Makerspace, was it? Sorry.
Yeah, it's called a makerspace. It's essentially a public collaborative workshop.
Yeah, I'm looking very much forward to get to know more about that. And yeah, it was wonderful to have you on the show.
Glad to be here.
All right, everybody. So that was our chat with that Sweeney Guy. You can find him on Steemit right under that same username, and Snekky shared the link in the chat a couple of times there, so feel free to check it out. Great interview, huh, Snekky?
Absolutely. I liked all the interviews this week.
Yes, absolutely. So a big shout out and a big thank you to all of our guests who were on the show this week. We had Yidneth on the show, Travel Girl, and That Sweeney Guy all this week. 3 awesome Steemians.
Absolutely. And if you would like to be a guest on our show, don't be shy. Contact us through DM here or on steemit.chat, and it would be amazing to hear your story as well.
And we've got about 10 minutes left here, so we'll kind of just take this last 10 minutes here to kind of just chat with the audience. We hope you're all doing well out there. I do see a few new faces. Let me kind of run through the list here. I see Ankapolo, Breeze, Crimson Clad, Globy, Hidak, I Am Turtles, Clinic, M1, Mr. Bongy, Nathan K, Painting Angels, Puppies out there as well, Torco, Scaredy Cat Guide, Shadows Pub, Sim Girl, Sir Lunch, the host, the Bug IQ, Visterhook, and Woodsy. I see all listening on Discord, so shout out to all of you. Of course, there's other people listening on other sources, whether you're on MSPWaves.com or if you're listening to the recording after the fact. Shout out to all of you. We really appreciate all of you taking the time each and every Wednesday to join us here on the Steem Radio Show.
Yeah, and a big shout out to C-Man369 as well, Mr. Kebab. It's also good to have you here on the show.
And you know,
in the audience. Yes.
It's funny, he's saying thank you for pronouncing my nickname very nicely. I usually am terrible at that. I'm usually the worst. I always say usernames wrong. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know. Probably because I spell my name Ma1ne Event. That's probably a good reason why. Yeah, no, it's main event. It's just with a 1. I know. I screwed that up, right?
Oh, wow. I still like Ma1ne Event, though. It has a special ring to it.
Yes, but so everybody who's tuning in tonight, if you are looking for another tag for one of your posts, feel free to use the tag Steem Radio. I'm going to type it out in the chat here. And this, of course, doesn't guarantee you'll get upvotes or anything like that, so don't think about that. Yeah, Ron says I butcher all the names. It's very true. But this tag, Steem Radio, it's just something that Snek and I kind of promote while we're on the show. I usually don't mention it even in the show posts, just because I kind of want to save it for people who are actually listening to the show. But if you're looking for a tag just to add to your post as like a 5th tag or whatnot, feel free to use that one, and it's one that Snek and I from time to time will take a look at. And again, there's no guarantees of upvotes or whatever, but you know, I want to kind of at least check out the content and things of the people who are listening to the show.
Yes, I really like it, and I go there with a big smile on my face. It's kind of, it's kind of funny if you create a tag and it gets used.
Yeah, it's just a way for us to kind of, I don't want to say reward our listeners, but, at least check out the content they're creating. I always want to see, because we're curators too. I mean, we actively curate every single day, so we're always trying to find, original content, and what better way from, possibly some people from our audience. So it's kind of like a win-win. So again, Steem Radio would be the tag you can use on Steemit.
Steem Radio.
Because this, of course, is the Steem Radio show. We basically re-steam the life story of different Steemians, how they've found their way here and what's happened to them throughout their Steem career and the different projects they're working on, things like that. And we enjoy sharing that with all of you here on MSPWaves Radio.
Absolutely.
So, if anybody else in the audience has any, projects you're working on or things like that, and you want to briefly mention them in the audience, try not to, don't spam a bunch of links, but, if you've got things you're working on you want to mention, feel free. We'll kind of try to mention them here quickly maybe while we're got a couple more minutes. And like Snekky said, if you want to be a guest on the show, we're always looking for new guests each week. And, don't feel like you have to be somebody who's doing all these projects and been here for a long time. You could be a brand new user with just your introduction post, and we'd still be happy to have you on the show. So certainly wonderful to speak with all of you. So if you're interested, just send us a message on Discord or leave a comment on one of our posts or something like that so we can get our attention, and we'd be happy to talk to you sometime.
Yes, and it's always interesting to hear all the different stories, so don't be shy.
Bug IQ shared his project, the Planktown show he's creating. It looks really cool, a little animated series type of thing. It looks awesome. So check that out. Clinic says he's working on an ebook, which is really cool. Let's see. Kodak's is sharing some of the projects he's working on too. Awesome. But yes, anybody who's listening out there, if you want to be a guest next week or another Wednesday, certainly let us know. Snekky, you want me to play your little disclaimer here?
Can I do a little bit of a pump first, shortly?
A what? What are you going to do?
I just wanted to say that Hots and Shots is going to be posting a new episode tomorrow from Johnny, and it's going to be a special episode, and there's a Steem silver round involved, so check that out tomorrow.
I'm so jealous, as I was so mad at myself for not getting a couple of those when they came out last year. I could have. I went to the website and everything, and I just didn't do it, and I kind of been kicking myself ever since. So yeah,
well,
that's
you can
really
win
cool.
one tomorrow, so keep an eye on that.
Okay. So yes, Hots or Shots with Johnny Clearwater. That's an awesome show. I like it. It's certainly interesting.
Yes, me too.
All right, I'm going to play your little disclaimer here.
Okay. You are listening to the Steem Radio Show on MSPWaves. Everything you hear on this show is our opinion only and should not be taken as financial advice or advice of any kind. This show is strictly for entertainment purposes only. MSPWaves Radio and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show host or their guests. Statements or show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station. The material on the Steem Radio Show is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research.
That's right.
Yes, always do your own research. It's very important.
But on that note, we hope you all enjoy this show each and every week. We're here every Wednesday from 10 to midnight UTC time on MSPWaves.com. So if you're interested in hearing future episodes live, certainly check us out at that time. And you can chat along with us in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty Discord server, which of course is the home of the Minnow Support Project. If you haven't done so yet, check out Minnow Support on Steemit. It's at Minnow Support. It's a wonderful community of now, I believe, over like 17,000 people have joined the Discord. And it's a great place where you can chat, you can network, talk to different people, and of course, check out these radio shows as well. So check it out at Minnow Support and the Minnow Support Project. Snekky, you want to say your goodbyes here? We're running out of time.
I don't want to go.
I know.
So I'm not going to say goodbye. I'm going to stay put.
I think we got another show coming on after us, though, so I think we'll get kicked off the air.
Then thank you all for listening again, and thank you for the wonderful guests, and we hope to see you all next week again.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you to our guests who were on the show tonight. And again, last chance, if you want to be on the show sometime, well, I shouldn't say last chance, it's not. But certainly let us know, and we'd be happy to chat with you. Big shout out again to everybody in the live audience who was chatting and asking such great questions throughout the show. Thanks you to all of you. Let's see here. We've got a little over, just under 2 minutes left here. So,
you already made me say goodbye.
I know. I guess I was a little bit ahead of myself.
Oh, bless you.
But again, check out the full schedule of all the radio shows on MSPWaves.com because they're awesome. And that's just my opinion. You may not like certain ones, or I'm sure people like all of them. I think they're all awesome. I think all the shows are doing a great job. And shout out to everybody that's doing all kinds of awesome work behind the scenes, doing all the technical stuff and just all of that, all the people involved with that. You're all awesome. So thank you.
Yes, you all rock.
All right. So again, thank you all for tuning in. We have the 1 minute countdown here. This is the final 1 minute of the show. So we need a little
countdown.
We got to make you do some kind of a 1 minute song at the end, Snekky, or something.
You want me to sing a song?
I think the audience would like it. I don't know, but we'll save it for next time when you're a little,
Okay.
when you can, I don't know, think of something good on the fly there.
Yeah, I need a good song.
This is the Steem Radio Show with Main Event and Poetic Snake. And we hope you'll join us next Wednesday from 10 to midnight UTC time here on MSPWaves Radio. Thank you again to all of you who were listening tonight. Stick around. I believe there is a show coming on after us. I don't want to say for sure because I'm not sure. Rondon, if you're out there, can you post in the chat? Do we have a show coming on next? I think we do. So we're going to say goodbye. Say goodbye, Snekky.
Goodbye, Snekky.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening. This is the Steem Radio Show, signing off.